Hey YouTube people, my name is Cobra Bustos and this is Marine Corps Boot Camp Step by Step. So on my previous video I spoke about boot camp being 13 weeks long, and that's right. It doesn't matter if you go to East Coast or West Coast, you're going to be there for 13 long weeks. In those 13 weeks you'll find that it's divided in 3 different phases. In phase 1 you'll have receiving, which is when you step on those yellow footprints and you go through those doors with the big EGA on it, the Eagle Globe and Anchor. And you'll have Black Friday, which is when you meet your drill instructors, and then I'm telling you, you're gonna remember Black Friday for the rest of your life. And after that you have the IST, which is the initial strength test, and you'll start drilling. I'll explain later on what drilling is. And you'll start doing MCMAP, which is your Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. I'll explain a little bit in detail further on. So those first 2 weeks that you're at boot camp, all you got to really do is adjust to training and learn what training is. You'll learn how to drill, and your drill instructors will make sure that you really learn this because it's a big part of boot camp. You'll learn drill movements with rifle manual, like attention, port arms, left shoulder, right shoulder, and so on, because there's a lot of moves that you need to learn. In week 4 or 5 in training, you'll see different types of challenges like the confidence course and the bayonet course. In the confidence course, you're going to do some rope climbing, jumping big and small obstacles. You're going to do some low crawling and so on, because there's so many activities. In the bayonet course, they're going to teach you how to install a knife on your M16, and you'll pretty much be stabbing plastic dolls. Still on week 5, maybe week 6, you'll see the senior drill instructor inspection. What this includes is the rifle inspection to make sure it's clean and it still works, and you'll have a squad bay inspection. Everything from the bathroom to your beds to your boots to all the setup of everything. Week 6 is a very busy week. In week 6 you'll start preparing for the test in MCMAP, and you'll start preparing for the test in swim call, which is your swim qualification. It lets the Marine Corps know how well you can swim. If you can't swim, it's alright. They have a specialized course for people that can't swim. That's first phase. Second phase starts with a hike. It's about 6 to 8 miles, and you'll be moving from your present barracks to your new barracks, which are next to the range. You'll start what they call grass week. In grass week, you already have your M16, so they'll literally sit you on the ground, on the grass, and you'll start aiming at targets. You may do the Ismith. The Ismith is a video game that allows you to get the feel if you've never had a rifle in your hands. After that comes range week. In range week, you'll start qualification with your M16 service rifle. You'll start shooting for 200 yards, 300 yards, and 500 yards from 3 different positions. From the sitting position, the kneeling position, and the prone. The prone is laying on your chest. And after that comes week 8. Week 8 includes your uniform issue, which is when you get your dress blues. You'll get your service alphas, your service charlies, your bravos, and other sorts of uniforms. You'll get them tailored to your measure. After you get your uniforms, you do your conditioning march back. So after you're done with that, with all the range uniforms and all that, you have to march back to your old barracks, and that's about, again, 6 to 8 miles. That's when phase 3 starts. In phase 3, you'll have your academic test, because all this time you've been since week 1 all the way to week 12, you'll have classes, PowerPoints. They'll teach you everything from marksmanship, Marine Corps, all the rules, all the orders, and all those policies that you need to understand and know. Phase 3 usually starts with pictures. You'll get your platoon picture and you'll get your dress blues picture right after the academic testing. That right there, that's when week 10 starts. In week 10, you'll see final drill. Final drill is just like initial drill, except it's more intense and more perfect, if you want to call it that, because recruits already know by heart all the drill movements, and it's a pretty good show. Right after that ceremony, you'll see your final PFT, which is your final physical test. That physical test is composed of 3 miles running in less than 27 minutes, and you got to do 100 crunches in less than 2 minutes, and you have to do a max of 20 pull-ups or a minimum of 5. After the final PFT, you're almost done with phase 3. That's when week 10 goes on to the BWT, which is your basic warrior training. That basic warrior training includes the night hike, which is about a 4-mile hike or 5-mile hike, and it's completely pitch black in the woods. You'll have your gas chamber. They throw out gas and you got to put your mask on and do a certain type of exercises. You'll have your final CFT. Your final CFT is your combat fitness test. It includes ammo can lifts, an obstacle course with ammo cans and low crawling and all that good stuff, and running 880 yards. You also have to do a confidence course again, but in a different type of way. It's just more a little bit harder. After you're done with that comes week 11, and that's when you do your commander inspection. It's the same thing, rifle, and you got to be in uniform, and also you got to clean the squad bay. You do some classes like driver's improvement, and do other types of classes like hazing and policies and Marine Corps stuff. And right after that, that's when week 12, the most important, starts, because you're almost done. You're in week 12, and that's when the Crucible. So the Crucible, what is the Crucible? The Crucible is 4 days that you are sleep deprived, you have low resources of water and food, and you have to do a lot of physical activities. After you're done with the Crucible, you have to hike back from your training area to the parade deck about 12 to 15 miles. When you're done with that, you'll have a ceremony that literally means that you actually become a United States Marine. That's when you receive your EGA or Eagle Globe and Anchor, and after that ceremony you go back, you clean up, and you go have your warrior's breakfast. You can eat all you want. You get to sit with your drill instructors and talk about your boot camp experience. The next day is family day. That's when you get to see your family for the first time in 3 months. It's not a whole lot of time, but hey, 4 or 5 hours with your family doesn't sound bad after 3 months. After that, the next morning, you have a motivational run, or a motor run like the Marines call it. You'll run approximately 1.5 miles, and you'll go from every battalion just ringing bells and singing cadence, being loud, being motivated. After that, you'll come back home, you'll clean up, you'll fix your stuff, pack the remaining of your things, and get ready for graduation. Throw on your uniform that the drill instructors assigned you, and get out there, march out to the parade deck, and do the ceremony that you've been waiting for. At graduation, you'll see your family again. They'll be in the bleachers. Usually there's a lot of people. They do a guidance ceremony. You'll see all the instructors, and when they call dismiss and you say hoorah and all that good stuff, hey, you're officially United States Marine Corps, and you have graduated boot camp, and you're out of Paris Island or the MCRD. You get 10 days of vacation or leave, like we call it in the Marine Corps, and after that you're off to MCT. I'll be talking about MCT in my next video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your time. Please subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer any questions. This was Corporal Bustos again. Semper Fi.